Hey, soul survivors. I see we have a big group already. Good to have you guys here. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and grandmothers. Thank you for everything that you guys have done. But we're going to talk about narcissistic parents, what's going to happen if you are a mother. I look really rough. Sorry, I went for a walk with my dog. Um, Kind of rainy, like little droplets going on. So Mia says, hello, sunshine. Yes, I had a great visit yesterday. And I also just had a friend over. I look really rough. Sorry. I took a nap too. Um, but yeah, I had a really nice visit and I'm going to see my mom tomorrow as well. So I'm not sure if my cousin will be there tomorrow too, hopefully. John says, hey, Mia. Hey, Cynthia. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Glad you're feeling good tonight, John. And Debbie, how are you doing? You just had, I think you said foot surgery, some type of surgery. Are you out of the hospital now? I think you are. I hope so. John says, hey to Debbie. Mia says, it's good, John. So, John, Mary Hamster is here waiting patiently. So, yeah, sorry. I had to find chapstick. So I was like, I don't know, I think a minute late. Sorry. But I opened up the chat for you guys. So Mia says that's good to hear. And you guys are just saying hi to everybody. So Debbie is saying hi back. Good to have everybody here. And John, thank you. John says happy Mother's Day. And yeah, yesterday I ended up getting some stuff for my mom, getting ready to go over there. Debbie says they don't keep you anymore, just a hammer toe. Okay, so um, uh, just kind of like a reorganization of the joint. Is that what it was? But I'm sure that's still painful. I had on my, if that was my big toe, I had a bone under here on my foot that they had to separate and remove. So similar. Can be quite painful though. So Mia says, yes, happy Mother's Day, Cynthia. You will not be on tomorrow. So please enjoy your Mother's Day and please thank your mom for making you. I will. And I'll tell my mom that you say that too. That'll brighten her day. And John says, not too bad. Glad you're here, Debbie. And you're in a boot. To be honest with you, I've had so many casts and boots and all that stuff. I hate the boots. Much rather have a cast than a boot. That's just my personal opinion. I'd rather have plaster over fiberglass as well. Mia says, happy Mother's Day to all the moms in the chat. Yes, you guys are something to be celebrated. John says, I had a fused toe on my right leg from a past injury and he had to break it, Debbie says, then shave 2 spots down. So yeah, that's probably pretty painful. Hopefully you'll heal quickly. Physical and emotional injuries are prevalent. But as far as Mother's Day, what are we going to expect? If you are no longer with your narcissist, they put a pin in. Ouch. I had that. Yeah, for me, that hurt the whole time till they took it out. Hopefully, is it a permanent pin? Permanent or temporary? John says, my inventions are coming along. Soon I'll make my first project video. Yeah, you'll have to share that with us. It'd be nice to see what you got going on. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. And yeah, it does sound painful, Mia's saying to Deb. I agree. And especially, yeah, those pins are no joke. That hurt me the whole time. But hopefully you're different than me. Hopefully I had 2. One went in this way and one went through that way. That was a whole different break. Yeah, so Mia's saying, sorry, you went through that. Pain hurts. Exactly. So a lot of things are going to happen. If you are no longer with your narcissist, there's a chance you may have a Hoover. It can be a positive or a negative type of Hoover, if they just want to check in, see how you're doing. Other times too, it can be to destroy your relationship. It could be, they might back out, keep the child from you, or not let the child talk to you, or whatever it is that they can interrupt your day. And narcissistic parents, how do you deal with it? If your mother was a narcissist, do you call her? Do you go see her? A lot of times you might feel guilted into doing certain things. There's all different kinds of narcissism, and it depends on how healthy it is for you. Some of us aren't quite sure if our person is NPD, where they actually have something that would be diagnosed. It's kind of crazy with NPD. You have to have it negatively affect your life before they'll diagnose you. But a narcissist really do destroy a lot of relationships, and a lot of times holidays can be quite tricky. John says, I've been told that that your person is trying to get attention from people here, in your place, in your complex. That makes sense. So does she still lives in that complex, correct? And yeah, they look, they need to be around people for the most part. They can be alone at times. There's different cycles that they'll go through, just like we go through different cycles as well. But yeah, John, that's a community she lives in as well. So she's going to reach out to whoever's closest. It could be a neighbor, it could be somebody out walking their dog, or a new um it can be a love interest, or it can be a friend interest that they need supply. They want to be adored. They want people to listen to their stories. And it's kind of interesting. I said the word stories. A lot of times they are just stories. They'll make things up just to get people to listen. And that's where the trouble starts, because in the beginning it's easy to tell a lie sometimes. You just make up the story, it seems like it's going to work, but they're hard to hold on to, and you have to remember which lie you told which person. And then you also have to worry about different interjections from other people saying that's not true, that I saw her going to work at this time. She doesn't, there's no way she works, like as a teacher she's leaving at midnight to go to work. That their lies start to become noticed. John says, I'm putting together an awareness video about that wild lettuce. I'll post that soon. Is wild lettuce, is that marijuana? I don't know what wild lettuce is. Debbie says, I'm hanging out in the recliner and boot up on 2 pillows. Yeah, just definitely take it easy and get that swelling down. I'm glad you're home though. Awareness. This lettuce is actually helping my pain issue, not weed, different species. Do you smoke it? I don't know anything about it. Huh. It doesn't get you high. Okay, so it just deals with pain? Interesting. I'll have to do some research on it. Smoked or tea? Huh. Yeah, interesting. I know my dad was really, we're not like a pot family at all. My dad had his leg amputated, and he also had 2 forms of leukemia, diabetes, high blood pressure, had a pacemaker, all these things going on. And he did not want to take anything. I'm so naive on it, I don't even know. It didn't have the THC, is that right? But it was just the CBD or whatever that stuff is. He finally took some gummies, and he said it did like relieve some of the pain, but they had to adjust all these things so he gave up using it. But it did relieve some of his pains. I have a friend who uses, 2 friends, I guess now. So yeah, for pain, I don't know about that, but I have heard some people say, with chronic pain. So Debbie says, I'm still on no contact. It's been quiet here. No narc bothering me for 6 days. That's good. 6 days. And how you feeling about that? How's your heart with that? So, sometimes when it gets quiet, we kind of, our mind goes, or it gives us our peace. So we got to try to control our brains. It's going great. I like hearing that. So you're taking care of yourself, got that surgery out of the way, and that's good to hear, Debbie, because you deserve to be free from, you know, what was going on. That can be quite devastating. And, I know some of us in chat have some parents who are narcissistic, that it can have sometimes lifelong effects. And that's where we have to take control over our minds and our bodies again. So are there some things that you guys would like to discuss in particular? Feel free to let me know some of the challenges that you guys are having. I wouldn't mind focusing on some of the problems that I need to turn this down. Sorry, guys. I told you guys I'm still traumatized when I missed a call from my daughter when she had to have her dog put down because I put it on vibrate. So kind of traumatized. But yeah, John's saying great job, Deb. And 6 days, 6 days is still an accomplishment. Each, just like smoking, don't quit just because you break no contact. Just keep trying. And is it getting easier? now, Debbie, I don't think you're as tempted to reach out as you were before. And oh, I got something to tell you guys. Did you guys hear about that on Facebook where uh, they said today's not, I don't like these glasses. They said today is not the day to be stalking your ex's, what they say, baby mama or wife or whatever. That there's something, if you look at somebody's profile, that it sends them a friend request. So a lot of people are getting busted for doing their personal detective work. So that's just something to be aware of if you don't want a friend request sent to that other person. And John says, I want to thank Mia personally. I've let go of my girlfriend's passing away. Much appreciated. And that's good. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to do, though, you know. It wasn't that long ago, John. So um, it's, you know, we have to realize that we can't change it. And, you know, 40 years with somebody, that's a long time. So, yes, definitely. Thank you, Mia, for helping John. That's what's so nice about this group that we have, that we can help each other, and because they met online in my chats. Debbie says, free from mind games and bullshit. Oh, you just wrote BS. My therapist said he did bring out my childhood abuse, so we're working on that. He said Friday that I'm making great progress. That's excellent. And John agrees. John says I was still ruminating about her and crying too much past it. Yeah, we get stuck sometimes. It starts being our comfort to grieve. It's become a way of life for such a, a period of time that it's hard to break. So Lily is saying hi to everybody. Hi, Lily. How's it going for you? We're saying Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And um, Mother's Day, you know, it should be a celebration. But if you had a narcissistic uh, lover, husband, things like that, it doesn't always go good. If you're still with the person, they might not want to acknowledge it. They'll probably say that, you know, you're not my mother. And if you have a narcissistic mother, that can cause some challenges, you know. John is saying hi to Lily, and so is Debbie and Mia. Mia, good to have you. There's Mia waving. And Mia, did you hear where John said he wanted to personally thank you about helping him? That was really sweet. So, do any of you have struggles with a narcissist on Mother's Day? You know, some of us have children with a narcissist, and you know, what can we expect? You know, sometimes we might get a text, we might get demands, we might get a Hoover, we might get bullshit, or they could even cut us down. Um, you know, brainwash the kid to tell us we're not worth it, you know, not to celebrate us. So Debbie is saying, not me. Good. Yeah, that makes it easier. Because having narcissistic parents or lovers, you can start out your day good and then it just turns into something completely different. So thank you. I see another thumbs up. And I hate these glasses. I really don't want to wear them. I don't know where my other ones are. Um, but yeah, can't see clearly. So just like with our narcissist, sometimes we gotta take out those rose-colored glasses to see things clear. I was listening to something today about how more men are narcissistic, and you know, a lot of it since the personality disorder is really created due to they don't really know how much of it might be genetic, but you know, the situations that the person goes through creates their personality. And you know, boys are at least back in the day were told to, you know, not show their emotions, and they were seen as just boys being boys, rough and tumble. And you know, they didn't really discuss their feelings. And if girls tried to assert dominance like that, or strength, I don't know if that's the right way to word it, but they'd be shot down right away. Like, you can't act like that. And they'd get in trouble for it. So now that things are changing, that's why we're seeing more and more women becoming narcissistic. So Lily says, Happy Mother's Day too. Hi, John, Debbie, and Mia. Went to mom's today. One kind of narc sister, but all went well. other sister was out of town with her family. So was your narcissistic sister? She was all right. Sometimes they can act okay too. And I wonder the dynamics between the two sisters, the other two sisters, how they interacted. Sometimes if you remove one person, it makes it easier. There's not that power struggle that they might see within two sisters. John says, I found this cardboard tube, cut it in half, and used other cardboard preforms to build a funky, long, fake binoculars. I call it the telescope binocular. It fools your eyes. That's kind of cool. Does it? How far away? That's kind of interesting. Huh? Does it work? Does it work? Debbie says my future daughter-in-law was here to check on me today. My daughter and her boyfriend are in Minnesota at a country concert. Ooh. Yeah, I know summer's coming. So is it an outdoor concert or indoor? Kind of like the outdoor ones. And Mia says, Cynthia, please, could you speak up just a little bit higher, please? Let me see if I can adjust. Yeah, I'll adjust my volume. Yeah, guys, always let me know. Does that help? Is that louder? It might just be louder for me. Ooh, it's a lot louder for me. Can you guys hear me better since I did that? Mia, let me know if you can hear me better. John says it's 2 feet long. Oh, gosh. Mia says, thank you. Same to you. Happy Mother's Day, Lily. John says no lenses in it. A joke. Okay. Well, it's probably still fun. Debbie says, Alex is coming over tomorrow with the boys. My daughter, Emily, will be home tomorrow with her boyfriend. Dogs at the spa. I'm good alone. Yeah. And, if we can be whole within ourselves, we can be okay to be alone. Sorry. It's really loud. I just got a notification. It is better. Okay, cool. So, Lily says she was okay. I stayed superficial. Some narc tendencies they have, self-righteous and judgmental. Yeah, that's true. And that's hard to deal with. You got to kind of just go with the flow sometimes and pick your battles is what they say. So I'm sorry. At least she was okay. And yeah, when you stay superficial, it's kind of less triggering to them. So Debbie's saying they're at that outdoor concert. Yeah, hopefully they got great weather. And you're welcome. So I guess it did help. Good. Yeah, my volume, I don't know why. Sometimes it just does its own thing. Maybe I adjusted it. It was at 34. I just put it to 80. So I'm clicking. I moved too much. I've been sitting, and I did walk my dog twice around, but I feel like I've been sitting all day. I'm real fidgety today. So sorry. I'll try to sit still. But so yeah, some of us have already started celebrating, and the roles in society are changing, and that you know we're seeing more and more narcissism, and nobody knows uh, what the roles are. It used to be where the woman took care of like the motherly household stuff, and then the father would work, and you both supported each other. They kind of had the dynamics of, um, the final say. And now, families are broken, and people are just in it for a good time a lot of times. And divorce is becoming readily available, that people are like, if it doesn't work, we can get out. We don't have to make this a lifelong commitment. So people aren't trying as hard. They take things for granted. Everything's just changing. And I'm glad the volume's better. And John says, my one bigger snake just shed recently. He's getting used to me now. I was next door and they fed. I didn't even know they were doing it. We were sitting at the kitchen table, and I know he bought mice for the snake. I didn't realize the snake was in the kitchen in this like huge Tupperware tub. And all of a sudden he like drops this mouse. And yeah, I guess I witnessed a snake eating a mouse today. This is one thing I wanted to look into further, though, is he was saying that the mouse's eyes turn black, and I didn't look too close because I didn't want to, but it did seem like they were black. And he was saying that it's like the soul leaving the body of the mouse, and the mouse is dead. Now, when the it's a constricting snake, so it's, suffocating this creature, which is a high stress action. And I wanted to do a little more in-depth research on that because he said it was an albino. Their eyes are red, and for their eyes to go black. Now, I don't think human eyes go black when we die. I don't know. Um, I wouldn't think. I was in nursing school, but I don't remember discussing that, and I don't think I've seen. I don't know. But my point of that is, like, the narcissist, when their eyes turn black, some people say they've seen the full eye turn black, like even the white part. Um, Through science, they can explain some of it where the pupil dilates, and I have a video on why that all happens, but I was wondering how he said it was the soul leaving the mouth, so it was kinda interesting, and, uh, yes, so Lily says, "That's funny, John." John says, "Wanda Mouse is back and the 2 baby painted turtles are doing well." That's cool. Do painted turtles, do they bite? They don't bite, right? I know snapping turtles do. Lily says, "Sweet, funny." Debbie says, "I think the narc doesn't know what works on me anymore, but I'm ready this time. I'm not reacting." Yep, just stay no contact, maybe even take his phone number off your phone. Forget what it is. You'll be amazed. Sometimes we do forget phone numbers. John says, "My neighbor downstairs acting up again today, but I left a message for the housing authority." Yep. Sounds like it's not changing. So Lily says, "No contact, Debbie." Debbie says, "I'm on no contact." John's giving that thumbs up. Very friendly turtles. That's good. And Debbie says, "I never saw the black eyes. Thank God." Yeah, I hear it's quite frightening. That's the adrenaline uh, increasing the pupil for that fight or flight response. But there's so much rage. There's a lot of adrenaline too, and they can black out. I think I've had 2 people say that they saw, like, the full eyes turn completely black. That I have not seen. That I don't know how to, explain by science, but sometimes, yeah, I don't know. So Lily is very proud of you, saying, "Way to go," clapping, and look at that smile. So the the rages can be quite extreme at times and quite frightening. And, there's times you wanna give a narcissist, a chance, but if they're not going into self-reflection. Debbie says, "I just don't have any feelings for him at the moment. As long as he doesn't give me that trauma bond, I'm good." And we have to remember, as long as we don't allow him to give us that, we're the gatekeepers, and we have to be strong enough not to give that power to him because, that trauma bond happened because we love them so much and we stuck it out for too long that we didn't see the red flags. And don't kick yourself up about that. We were fooled. We believed in them. And the more in love you are, the more forgiving you are of certain things. And that trauma bond is terrible. It's absolutely terrible that it brings us into that childlike state. Um, John says, "Oh, by the way, thanks again, Cynthia, for accepting my friend request." You are welcome. I don't check Facebook all that often. I usually just use it to share and then maybe uh, see a couple pictures of some people here and there. But you are welcome. So Facebook, I'm starting not to trust Facebook because, friend requests, things like that, I don't know when they're legit. I often don't accept friend requests just because I get a little nervous of people being hacked. Lily says, "My daughter and me had a yucky fight, and she slept at her friend's last night. So I went to get gas, and a missionary girl came up to me to ask what she can pray for. So I said, difficulty with teenage daughter. Yeah, reach out, let people pray for you. Definitely. Melissa is here. Good to have you. How have you been, Melissa? So we were wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day and how to handle things if you have a narcissistic parent. So we're glad you're here, Melissa. Feel free to let us know if there's anything in particular you'd like to talk about. John says I posted a short video on my timeline. Oh, you did? See, told you I don't check it. I don't know what video it is. I'll have to check it out. And there's John kissing the girls again. At least it's censored. It's over the airwaves. Blowing kisses. That's what you're doing. Blowing kisses. So a lot of love in this room. And I got my summer break coming up on June 2nd is my last day of school. So hopefully we can do a few more chats and a little bit more during the week because things come up. Early happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you too. And does anybody have anything that they would like to share on a milestone? We got Debbie, who's done 6 days, no contact, getting stronger every day, and John, who's releasing some of the trauma from the passing of his 40-year girlfriend. I've gotten some great new effects applications on my phone. And are those free ones? Are they free to get? I gotta start doing some searches. I like doing the shorts. I uploaded a couple shorts for you guys yesterday and today. Those I like to get creative. And one thing we have to understand is, oh, you have to pay for them. Man, I told you to email me. I got some secrets for you, but you got to email me because I'm not posting my secrets. um, but as far as this narcissistic world, we got AI going on. We got, Facebook. We had that thing, like I just said, how little glitches are going on to where, you're if you're searching just out of curiosity somebody's profile, all of a sudden now you send them a um, friend request that, that can really stir up some chaos that so through mistakes, chaos can be created. Things can be a lot of anger. Uh, the increase in shootings, just everything's going a little haywire. Um, and I think about it a lot, on things that we should say, the way we should handle things, but it has to, like, go smoothly because a lot of times too, a lot of us are texting, and when you text, you lose the context, of, the tone, you don't see body language, and people will come, from their interpretation of what you're trying to say, so true communication is faltering, and, it's nice to, be able to Zoom with people or to even let them hear your voice. And then you get real time feedback as opposed to texting. Sometimes they don't get back to you for a long time. So your mind or their mind can start making stories up in our heads because we're trying to fill in the blanks. Our minds like to fill in the blanks. Our minds like to make sense of things. And Lily says, I didn't think about the praying when daughter texted me, but just realized my experience with the sweet missionary girl, and I gave her a kiss and a hug. Aw. Yeah, there's people out there who are willing to pray for us, willing to help us. Pay attention to the people who want to care about you. And, are they asking how you're doing? Are they listening to you? Those are your people. And for some strange reason, the way the mind works, uh, we see value in the unreachable or it messes with the mind. We can get into that a little bit more if you guys would like. So I'm glad she prayed for you. I'll be praying for you too. Debbie says, since I took off my privacy on Facebook, I've been getting strange guy requests. I just deleted them. Yeah, and I know, like my mom with my dad passing, she got a lot more like guy texts that were kind of trying to hook up with her or whatever. They see a vulnerability, or they might see that you're single, things like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of strange guy requests. Like, I don't even know you, and you're not from anywhere near, and you wonder what their intentions are. So, yeah, just delete them. John says, I suppose you heard about that incident at our Kingston High School. The kid was badly injured, I've heard. They had to put a metal plate in his skull. Um, which one was that one? And when did it happen? That's not the boy that went to pick up his brother, correct? I don't know. Lily's saying, did I get that job? Sitting on pins and needles. The meeting was on Friday, and this guy's playing games with me. I don't know. He said that he's still waiting, or I'll tell you how he worded it. We needed 15 more kids to get the full 5 sections, and then, how did he word it? He's got a lot on his mind, but, he says, "I just have to make sure I have enough for 5 sections of classes." So I don't know if he's still compiling what the, counselors put in, um, but, not the best communication, we'll put it that way. So I don't know. I'll probably talk to him Monday to know. I don't know. And yeah, I'm kinda uptight about that because it's like, I don't know if I look for a house around here or move across state, and do I get rid of stuff, keep stuff? So, thank you for asking. I don't know. And, this is, where I just gotta make sure that it has to, like, time out in 10 days. Uh, so I probably won't have an official answer for I don't know. I don't know how it works. Might be 12 days from now, because they have to leave the posting up for 10 days according to the district. But I think I have a good shot because not many people are certified to teach psychology. John says, I tried TikTok, but I got the same text from girls. I deleted it. Yep, all these people. Lila says, did not hear about that, John. Hope kid is okay. Yeah, I don't know which, a week ago. Fill us in on that. I'm not sure about that. I think in passing, I heard something. I don't know if it's that one though. I don't. My mind's not remembering. It was like as I was walking, and had the TV on. So Lily says you need to call and say you're following up. The head of HR is a friend of mine, so he's got his kids this weekend. So yeah, I heard back. Yeah, he's trying real hard to get this available for me. So, and granted, I still have to interview for it, but um, yeah, we'll have to see. It's a waiting game, and I don't like being patient. Patient with kids, but patient on waiting, like where it affects your life so much. That's hard for me. Debbie says, some guy said, "I love your profile." It was a picture of the dog. I told him, the dog said thank you. Then I blocked him. Um, yeah, and I wonder, he could just that's an icebreaker sometimes too, but it's kinda odd, yeah. Melissa says, We've been enjoying the nice sunny weather. We went to 4 different parks in the last few days. That's the way to do it. Summer is coming, springtime, and I went for, quite a few walks recently. Yesterday, I think I went on 3, just kept leaving my house, like, it was kind of procrastination too, because I was cleaning, and that's good. Enjoy those parks. Leela says, "You're emergent to know is not their emergent." That's true. That is so true. Yep, I need to know now, but, yeah, they don't really care. They got other things. You're right, I like the way you put that. John says, "We got a better neighbor in that guy's apartment that had that hostage situation." Yes, he did put a gun to her head. She also got arrested. My goodness, can you imagine her? What a traumatic day that was. Um, that's not good though. Um, yeah. Picnics. I haven't been on a picnic in such a long time. So that's fantastic. Melissa says Chris put AC in our apartment on yesterday. Yep, it's getting to that point. Need that AC going. Lily says that's cool. Yep, got that. Got the AC on. It is cool. And that's nice that Chris did that for you. John says, glad you had fun, Melissa. And she says we went on walks too. And walks are really good for us. They keep our heart pumping and keep the mobility, but it's also nice seeing things and enjoying the breeze. It could be a flying monkey. It could be. It could be. I think they would have been a little more well, they could, yeah, break the ice and then do their dirty work. Sometimes even just get access to your Facebook so they can look at whatever you post. Because some people have their Facebooks on private or friends only. So could be, could be. John says the weather is going to be cooler here tomorrow. Uh-oh, what about me? I don't know what tomorrow's weather is going to be like. As long as it's not snowing anymore. We're May 13th. Probably, probably good for, what was it? It was 6 days ago, we had micro flurries, almost non-existent, but we did have a little snow. I wanna say it was somewhere around 6 days ago. Um, sorry about that. I always, check my phone because of my mom, so sorry about that. The rain is coming. It looked like it was gonna rain. Are you saying for me or for your area? That yeah, all day long, pretty much, it was gloomy. We had a couple little sprinkles come down, and so is anybody nervous about Mother's Day coming or, some people have boundaries where they're just not gonna talk to certain people. And, there's a lot of people with a lot of struggles. The hardest part about a narcissist is some people with certain kinds of mental illnesses, you can be there to support them. Maybe they're crying too much or they're in that depressed state or they're a little anxious, little things. But the narcissist is, you just have no clue what is gonna happen, and they get in that trigger state, and there's no talking to them. They don't answer direct questions, they feel threatened by those. They take those as a personal attack, and John's getting some rain too, and says, "Unfortunately, my mom's a narcissist. I haven't spoken to her since my dad passed away." And, yeah, sometimes there are some final blowouts, to where it's just not worth it. Um, Debbie says, and I'm sorry you went through that, John. Um, what was your dad like? And Debbie says, me, my plants need rain. Mother's Day has never bothered me. That's good. And both your parents are gone. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I know. I still have my mom. I still have my mom, but recently my grandfather and father passed away. So it's something, this the cycle of life. Mia says, "Hello, Melissa. Happy Mother's Day to you also." And John says, "He got me where I am today. I really miss him." And he's a part of you now, so you can take that with you that he's still there with you. And it's interesting how much our childhood um creates our personality, our hopes and our dreams, and whether we've squashed our dreams or are filled with resentment. Lily says, I've laid off calling my BFF because she pulls this inconsiderate crap like once a month. Her 8-year-old granddaughter has her phone call the time I reverse it to her, and she says, I said, I'm sorry. What can I say? Um, what is it? She has her Oh, she has her phone all the time. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Hmm. It's not a two-way street. John says, "Happy Mother's Day to everyone, by the way. Thank you so much." And Debbie says, "Dad has gone 45 years or longer. Mom, 27 years." Yeah. And that's a really hard thing in life is, loss. And, we talk about the grieving stage with our emotional trauma that we've been through, but traumas like this can affect us too. They say that some of the top causes of stress are, a parent or child dying, moving, getting a new job, and stressors affect the way we interact with people too. And John says, "My dad passed away in late 2010. He was 88." I'm sorry. It'd be nice if we could all live together, work things out, and life could be good. But, sometimes loss can make us appreciate things better too. So, what we went through, um, it was either to make us appreciate ourselves better, give up some, or create some boundaries, or, you know, a lot of us tried to help. We, we really did try to help our person, and whether it was a parent or a lover or a spouse, um, the balance of all of us needing a little bit of that narcissism in us to help navigate through life causes a lot of the problems, whether it's a little bit or a lot. And that's where the snowball effects start happening. So Mia is saying, "Thank you, John. Appreciate that." John says, "God sometimes puts us through hell to help us survive future storms in life." That's the truth. That's an excellent point. Lily says, "Sorry for confusion. Last week told you about friend who texts back hours later. Don't care how close we are or how long friendship is, because if someone makes you feel infuriating, even if once a month." Yeah, that's when it's toxic to you. Would it be toxic to somebody else? Maybe, maybe not. But if it's toxic to you and you share your feelings on it, they're not willing to, you know, to accommodate or compromise. And that's an excellent point. I could sit here and tell you that shouldn't bug you. But if it does bug you, and I'm not saying this situation, just any situation, and if it bugs you as your trigger, and a lot of times it just feels like disrespect, like what's going on? And it's hard. People who are narcissistic, they don't like to bring things full circle. They don't like, they'll say they'll meet you, but then they don't bring it full circle and say, "I can't," or "I'm sorry," or even break up with you, or finish a text conversation. They just get distracted and do whatever, and you're left hanging a lot of times. And they don't like to keep promises. They do the future faking. That's what's so hard with the narcissism is the lies, the future faking, and not knowing what to expect. Debbie says, "Life is good. I'm not struggling. I have lost, but I have family with my kids, and we get through things together. And the family that plays together stays together. As long as you play nice. If you're not playing nice, it's not going to work." So that's good. John says, "I'm wearing that bracelet on my left wrist with my name on it, Mia. With your name on it, Mia." So I can't wait to see that. That'd be nice to see. Debbie says, "I told my friends that the narcissist reaches out, tell him that the queen bee said, 'I can't talk to you.'" Ha! Take that, narc. Yep, that's right. Just, let people know that you don't want to deal with it. You know, he had his chance, and, but that's like for what Lily is saying about even if it's once a month that it's infuriating. Why are we putting ourselves through that? Do we need to? And, would they do the same for us? Debbie says, "If he reaches out to them, don't react." That's true. Just just be quiet. Everything doesn't always require a response too. That's during that no contact. I suggest letting them know, I can't talk to you anymore. It's toxic to me. Um, and Debbie says that's my name, Queen Bee. There you go. Zzz, Queen Bee. Yeah, why not, right? John says, by the way, these narcs in town got the hint finally. I threatened to call the police on them. Haha. And yeah, in order for threats to hold any ground, that, you got to follow through on them. That's that consequence. A threat is empty if you don't have that consequence. But be careful of the words you speak. If as long as you, um, you know, there's consequences too. You know, so yeah, you don't deserve what's going on there. Melissa says, I hit the like button. Thank you so much. I see that now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely helps. Kind of gives me a little motivation too. Feels good when you guys do that. John says, I did follow through. I did it right. And I just, um, I have a hard time with people who seek revenge. And I think that has something to do with my brother when, we were like kids. He wasn't really trying to fight me, but he just tried to show he was stronger than me. Um, so I get kind of scared on revenge. We were play fighting and he just, it wasn't meant to beat me up, but he was stronger than me. And Debbie says, my husband always called me that. He'd say, ask the queen bee, she's the boss. Damn straight. Damn straight, Skippy. And what was your husband like? What was his personality? And oh, good. Melissa says we are going to church tomorrow. That's good. And they usually the churches I've been to really do a nice job for the mothers, and it is something to celebrate and hear what God has to say about family. Mia says that's very nice, John. You are such a kind soul. Happy we are friends. Oh, she's even blushing. John says I got a base jumping app so I can study it for my exo wing suit projects. Now, what is a base jumping app? I'm not sure what that means. I've been looking up. This summer, I'm going to be able to spend quite a bit more time on some videos, learning about different editing. So I'm hoping to do a lot of really cool things for you guys. Lily says I would never treat her that way. I realized I don't need her. She's a martyr, hates living with son and the narc daughter-in-law, and all the kids, but yet she makes a lot in Social Security. So if I was that unhappy, I'd move and rent a room or something to get away. They treat her like crap, so she takes it. That's sad. Hates liv hates living with them. Yeah, I remember you telling me a little bit about that story. That's crazy. Does she feel helpless, like she can't go anywhere, or just it's not worth the she's that's so sad. John says, "Me too, Mia lovey." Uh-oh. Lily's, is she in a desperate mode that she needs to stay there, or she's just wanting to be loved by them or impress them or just to be close to maybe the grandkids? Calibri is here. Hi, Calibri. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hello. Lots of love back to you. The emojis are so sweet. I love those. Debbie says he had a speed reader. He read books like crazy and always helped the kids with their homework. He was an industrial truck mechanic. So he's a hard worker. Pretty intelligent, it sounds. Uh, I'm pretty blessed. Right now I'm tired, so I'm not my eyes are crossing, but usually I'm pretty good about reading, the little speed reading things. That's hard to do. You gotta kind of train yourself to do it. John says, "Hey, Calibri," and Calibri says, "Hi back to you." Debbie says he was a good dad and a good husband. So that's good. So, yeah, you can tell the difference between a good and bad love interest or support person. Kalibi says, finally, I am set for the rainy, snowy winter days. I got my Michelin Sport 4-season tires. And are you keeping, oh, well, you said 4-season tires, so you just keep them on all the time. That's good. Because you're out in Seattle. You guys get some rain and snow and some pretty treacherous weather sometimes. Does your days change quickly, like the same day? Do you like wake up and wear a winter coat and then by the end of the day you're wearing a tank top or something? Because I know it's kind of like that in Michigan sometimes too. Cleve says, I got rid of the summer tires that came with the car. Yeah, it'd be nice if uh, they just gave you 4-season tires. Are the summer tires cheaper? I can't remember. There was a reason why they do it. Is it just a difference in tread? And um, does that affect the gas mileage? If you use summer tires, you get better gas mileage when you use it in the summer. Debbie says, so why would I settle for some dumb narc? Exactly. You're worth more than that. But they manipulate you. Remember, I gave you that example of here's that red circle, here's that blue circle. They're different. Which one do you think is bigger? You're going to pick because you're going to trust, the picture looks similar, but your eyes start making like a fuzzy little haze around it. And then you're like, I don't know, I can't really tell. And then you pick one. And it's like, I just manipulated. All I had to do was tell you one was larger, and they're not. So, you know, we sometimes don't want to settle for the narcissist, but they fool us. And the saddest thing is when we catch on or make them accountable, they discard us. So you do have those kind of days, Calibri says. Um, yeah, I had a friend from Seattle. Lily says, no, not helpless, but stunted, and nothing is her own. They use all her stuff. 8-year-old uses her phone. She likes being a doormat, I guess, but always complains. So that's a martyr. I'm done reaching out. That's the thing. Yeah. If you're going to complain and complain and complain, do something about it. There are things that she could do. Yeah. So, just like the narcissist, are they willing to change? Just like the victim mentality of this woman, even she's super kind. There are things, and that's why sometimes being too empathetic can be enabling to the abuser and devastating to the empath. She might be there trying to help out, trying to love the granddaughter, not causing waves if the granddaughter wants the phone, all those kind of things, but that stirs the pot too, and it causes resentment. And it's just, part of it's poor communication. And there's times that, we do things because we get a dopamine hit out of trying to make somebody else feel good. And Kalibi says summer tires are more performance and tracking. Okay. Thank you. Debbie says Wisconsin can have all 4 seasons in one given day. I use all the weather tires. Yeah, I don't know what I have. I might have all weather on mine. I used to have where I had to put on snow tires. I don't know what I have right now. Kalibi says summer tires usually freeze below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, really? Do they crack when they freeze? Because 32 degrees is freezing. Do you mean negative 45? Um, hmm. It just changes the rubber. John says, I hate narcs. Debbie says, John, you're silly. John says, yep, I am. Oh, you said funny. Okay, I interpreted it as silly. Kalibi says it is funny, not haha funny. Once we saw the real narc's face, we cannot unsee what they did and who they are. So true, says John. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of times we can't. It's mortification.
like it's so mortifying that we can't unsee it. Sometimes we can't forgive certain things. Debbie says, someone go scoop me some mint chocolate ice cream. I like the little tiny flakes that Baskin Robbins had. I don't know if they changed it. When I grew up, they were all those little micro, lots of them. That was my favorite growing up, is mint chocolate chip ice cream. I'm not crazy about the chocolate flakes, but yeah, I agree. I like that. There was one brand that made it uh, a lot like Baskin Robbins from back in the day. I think Baskin Robbins does it different now. It's been so long since I've been there. Uh, Lily says she owes me 300, so today I wrote her nicely to mail check, and she said, "Remember, I'm going out of town for 3 days." Said you'll get your money. The nerve of her that I have to mention the money after months. Yeah, that's what's hard. That happens so often, and my dad had a good outlook on it. It's like never lend money that you're not willing to lose. Um, $300, you definitely helped her out for something. That's quite a bit of money. And, it puts you in a bad spot because you don't want to feel like a nag and that your money, that your relationship's only about money, but it starts kind of eating at you. Sorry, I might be clicking. I'll settle down. Um, that, you're helping her out and then she's able to go out of town and you're like, my gosh, depending on your money situation too, it can even cause more resentment. I told you I helped my friend out. It was $800, told her I had to have that money or I would lose my house. I lost my house because I helped a friend. Because it was, with foreclosure, you have 90 days. And I'm like, I have to pay this. And she promised and didn't come through. And even today, yeah. How many years later would that be? 29 years later. Yeah, still nothing. And she reached out 2 days ago. She's actually in the hospital right now. Kalibi says it means summer tires are not as dependable track wise. Okay. Li- yeah, and you definitely need better traction. Lily says, I hate narcs too, John. Despise them. John says, sealed water bottles can collapse in the sun if they're empty and the cap's on. Yeah, that's true. Is it change of pressure? I guess with the heat. Judy, I cannot unhear more shit. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Um, and Judy says, hey, hi, let me scroll up. Good to have you here, Judy. Anything new since you've logged in? And yeah, sometimes it's like I can't hear it, unhear it. It's stuck in our heads. John saying hi to you, and Judy saying hi back. Judy says, looks like I may report him to HR, to the corporate office in Ohio. Uh-oh, we got some stuff going on. Do you work with him? Uh-oh, what's he doing? Uh-oh. Debbie says it's a pain to get out of the recliner. Put the pillows aside, get up. The boot is heavy when you walk. Yeah. So it's a walking boot, you're able to walk with it. Sometimes I put that on to protect your foot until you're ready to use it. It's probably a relief that you can walk though, because that can be kinda difficult with crutches. John says, "You should, Judy." Well, you had to know the whole story. But yeah, if there's problems, sometimes we need to do that. Debbie says, "It depends on how bad do you want it." I'm not sure if I know if are you talking about for Judy, or are you talking about how bad we wanna get up, or how bad we wanna walk? Sorry, I didn't take the connection with that one. Lily says she has a doctor that is single, that she has been saying for 6 months that she will give him my number. I don't believe she ever did. After giving her the money, I remember she didn't call for a couple days. Yeah, she might not have. Um, yeah. Yeah, so you're thinking she's gonna be a good friend, you'll be a good friend. Did you ever ask her though if she did? And that's kinda classic too. Once people get what they want, you don't hear from them again. So she got the money that she wanted. She didn't need to be your best friend every day for a while. And also when they don't wanna pay you back, they go ghost. That's another thing too, that, sometimes they just wanna keep the money and they'll put friendships on the line over that. Well, I'm sorry that happened lately. Judy says, "I'm thinking about it. I should, huh?" Well, we gotta remember that he doesn't know all the information, so, um, how are you feeling about it? His girlfriend got promoted by him. Ah, is she qualified? Were there any other applicants? But yeah, sometimes that might be something going on. Did she get promoted over you? Were you guys in the same type of situation? Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. Playing favorites, not cool. Mia says, "Hi to K Flyer." John says, "I read it out my narcissist neighbor downstairs to housing today." Oh, well, yes, pressure changes. Mia saying hello to Judy. Judy says his girlfriend got promoted by him. Um, he cheating with the subordinated. She followed him store to store and moved in apartments close to the store he gets transferred to. I only got 2,000 from him per month. If he gets fired, I may lose the amount I get. That gets scary too when it affects. So this is your baby daddy. Is that what's going on? I'm or is that maybe alimony or something? I'm assuming it's for kids. Uh, yeah, and there's repercussions too. If you do something. I think what you mean is he was cheating with this. Okay, I get what you're saying now. But yeah, just be careful. There's repercussions. And you got to take that into account too, how it's going to affect you, the kids, all that kind of stuff. Pick your battles. Are the battles worth fighting? Is there any retaliation? Will it even change the situation? There's all different kinds of things to think about. But you know, the more information, the better decision you'll get. So be careful just taking somebody saying, yeah, you should do it without them really knowing as much as they need to. John says, I'm limiting my coffee intake right now. Lots of water, though. Good for you. What made you decide to do that? Were you not sleeping as good at night? And sometimes, our body gives signal sometims. Debbie says, I'm talking about, oh, you're talking about your ice cream. My ice cream, too. Oh, I like mint chocolate chip. Okay. That's why I wasn't connecting it. Lily says, Debbie, I have Rocky Road and coffee ice cream. It, I'm not a big ice cream eater. So that's good that we know we can come over and that tub will still be full for us to eat some. Yeah, I'm not yeah, I can only have a little bit of ice cream. Um, I'm just not a big ice cream eater. I used to have the biggest sweet tooth, but I had a miscarriage and that just changed my sweet tooth. So I don't even eat cookies or brownies or anything anymore. It's weird because I like the flavor, but I don't know. But I will like that mint chocolate chip. That's bringing back memories from my childhood. Debbie says, Lily, I love coffee ice cream. It's my favorite. I've had some good coffee ice cream. What's the best brand? Is it like Haagen-Dazs or something? Who makes the best coffee ice cream? Because I've had some lower brand that was okay, but there was one that I had. I can't remember which one it was that was so good. It was either Baskin Robbins or maybe it was Haagen-Dazs. I don't know. Kalibi says reminds. I think it was Baskin Robbins. Kalibi says reminds me of a former friend who never paid rent. When I used to have a house, he stayed almost 4 months rent free. Yep. And then they start feeling entitled to that, and they can't believe that you're kicking them out. And they start turning things around you, trying to make you feel guilty. And That's hard. Lily says, yes. I asked her and reminded her just because I think a blind date is better than a dating app. I agree. She said she did. And another time she said, gave a note to his office lady, my, my number, um, with your number. Huh. Yeah, I wonder if she did. He might be nervous too, though. Maybe she did and he's just nervous. It's hard to tell sometimes too. Um, do you know what did she talk to him about it or she just did she find out if he was interested too? That'd be nice for you though if it works out. But yeah, I know. Kalibi says hi to Mia and Judy says she is NIY. She is now a styer. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Judy says, "Sorry, I can't see with my bag glasses." That's okay. It says she is I don't know. That's what it says though, so maybe you can correct if you, having problems with your glasses. You have 2 adult daughters. Okay. She is Lily s yeah, sorry, Judy, you might have you're gonna have to tell me what the, she is NIY, she is now a styer. Oh, a styer, like, for her job? Um, she actually told me Lily says she actually told me years ago she had a crush on the doctor, so why wouldn't she lie that she gave him my number? I get it. Yeah, there might be a little jealousy, like, if he's not gonna date her, why hmm, you're probably right. Your gut's probably right on this. Should I do it? I have proof. Phone records, also people. Um, what's your gut telling you? Should you do it? And what would the purpose be? Is the purpose for revenge? Is the purpose so let me know that. Let me know if you feel you should do it, what the pros and cons are. Kalibi says, now I know, and then I can help you. Now I know after the fact that my now ex friend who didn't pay rent, I suspect a narc. Narcs are irresponsible with money. Um, yeah, for the most part, sometimes extremely irresponsible. Not always, but yeah, you'll see that too. Part of it is because of the instant gratification they want, whether it's alcohol, drugs, um, going to strip clubs, or gambling, or whatever it is. They're just selfish. They don't think things through. It's that childlike mentality. Uh, there's all different kinds of addictions, comorbidities too that we have to understand too. Lily says, I love coffee ice cream too. Gonna have some now. LOL. Get for daughter and grandpa, but they don't devour it. That's good. So there's still some left. Good. Enjoy it for us. Let us kind of talk us through how good it tastes. Melissa says, I really like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream and mint chocolate chip. We get, when we get together, we're getting close to 2,000 subscribers now. We need 5,000 and I'll do a convention. Maybe we'll have like ice cream social. That would be nice. And I felt so bad. What was it? My cousin? Who was it that had the ice cream social? It was a wedding. They had a wedding, a white and they didn't want cakes. They wanted an ice cream social. I remember who it is now. But they had all this ice cream and it just melted. So it was kind of sad. It was too warm of a day. I remember who it was. I'm too embarrassed to tell you. I think it was the Duggars. Yeah, it was. Isn't that funny? You start watching TV, it's like, "That's a friend of mine." No, that was the Duggars, I think. If you know what, I don't even yeah, I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Um, we get, like, uh, a picture of the, ice cream thing, and my mind has to zoom out, and then I was able to see who's who's winning. All of our minds work differently. That's how mine worked in that scenario. Judy says, "Make my own ice cream with the ice cream machine." I have one downstairs, and I wanna make some ice cream now. Yeah. I we used to do that growing up. We had the old-fashioned one, um, where it was electric, but you had to do the ice and the salt, and it took quite a while. That was the best ice cream. Haagen-Dazs is the best, and pistachio nut too. I don't know if I've ever had pistachio nut. I know. Stop making me hungry. Well, if you would have brought our popcorn, John, you were supposed to bring popcorn. Kaliwi says, "Try Ben& and Jerry's, very chocolatey and creamy." I hear that's really good too. And Lily says, yes, she said she talked to, and I'll tell you what, like Ben and Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs, they have like twice as many calories, and I think it's because they're more cream based as opposed to like whole milk or something like that. So it probably is quite a bit richer. And Lily says, yes, she had talked, and they add the good stuff. She had talked to him and told him I had streaked hair. I thought that was stupid to say. Just say blonde. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because guys aren't going to go, is it streaked? Is it highlighted? Is it chunked? Is it. ah. There's reasons people say things. So either she's jealous or she doesn't like it, one of the two. um, or yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I could tell by what you're saying. It's blonde. Yeah, she has 20% brown, 80% whatever. Some people just talk that way too. Sometimes it's not meant to. It just stands out. I don't know, but it's interesting the words we choose. I wonder on that. Judy says, I mean store manager. Oh, okay. Store manager. That makes sense now. John says, I've subscribed to pretty much everyone here. Oh, you're so sweet, John. And Judy says, my art helped her get a few promotions. Was she qualified for those? Lily says, you're my one and only subscriber, John. LOL, says Lily. John says, really? Thanks. Sounds great, Cynthia. And Judy says, hello to Mia. Lily says, the green pistachio ice cream is so good. Debbie says, I finally got it. There you go. John says, I'm eating Tostitos scoop chips with sharp cheddar cheese right now. I've been craving that. They had that for the after school care. They had like some nachos. I was like, man, I want that right now. And I've been craving it since Friday. Lily says, right, Cynthia, you get it. Streaked hair. Yeah, maybe not malicious, but stupid. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I get it. It makes you wonder. It's like he's probably doing the same thing. Like, what? Because it doesn't describe it. She has streaked hair. Is it streaked with purple, blue? And yeah, she could have blondes, if she says she has blonde streaks in her hair, something like that. People talk that way, but streaked hair. Yeah. That's interesting. Kalibi, how'd you find that out? How'd you find out what she said? Kalibi says the narcs over here, I feel, are always fishing for personal news. I know who they are, so no dice narkies. Yeah, sometimes they want the tea. They want to know what's up. They can use it to their advantage, find out who their flying monkeys are. And some people are lonely though. Sometimes people are lonely and awkward talkers too. So just that's part of what narcissists do though, is to lure you in. A lot of times they get your personal information, your vulnerabilities, and they use that against you. And Lily says, yum, John, sounds good. Melted cheese. Yeah, John, did you melt the cheese? Hmm. Did you melt the cheese? The daycare did. John says, same here with the narcs nosy. Narcs. No, nosy they are. You're right. Judy says the company was hard up for women in these positions. She may or may not be qualified. Yeah, sometimes they're trying to balance that out. The reverse discrimination, is that what it's called? Uh, I think that's how you put it. And yes, melted. The gerbils are eating sunflower seeds. Lily says she told me that's what she said to him. Yeah, okay. I'd be like, "What?" It's weird. Um, so yeah, Judy, you have to let me know how you feel about it though. Um, and the purpose. Debbie says, "Why do narcs feel like they own us?" Because they do. Don't let them own you. Don't let them own you. But they got it to where, there's times they might even test us, like purposely getting us to do certain things, or they know how, um, you know, we were trying to please them so much. And sometimes they become dependent on us too, in a way. They feel that they've followed certain steps, whether it was they had sex with us or they impregnated us, or it could be, vice versa. But they married us. Now that they own us, it's a state of mind. And uh, they see us as objects. And sometimes that's hard to comprehend, but they feel that in a sense, us being friends with them, whatever, that it's the entitlement that they go through. They objectify us, and it's a distorted way of thinking, you know. Um, it's sad what it does to people, though. Lily says ex-narc wasn't the owning type. Thank God. I'd never go for that. Yeah, some of them discard. I would, yeah. In the relationship, they feel like they own us. And then afterwards, they just want to control us, not own us. So, yeah, it's like a vocabulary definition, kind of like splitting hairs, but they want to control us. They feel entitled to the things that we ever gave them, whether it was love or time or money or whatever. And I think that's a better definition. Yeah, it's kind of splitting hairs though. So I know what you're saying. Why do they feel that way? Because they want what they want, and that's the only way that they can get what they want. Uh, and that trauma bond, they see what we've done for them, and it's become a pattern. Lily says, ex narc. Oh, sorry. John says mine wasn't very good at it, and some aren't. Some are here for a moment and gone. Judy says it's hard to wrap your brain around the fact that narcs have morals, ethics, or have a conscience. Um, yeah, okay, yeah, I was gonna say I was waiting for your yeah, you mean no morals. Yeah. Uh, they have self-serving morals, ethics if it fits their story, and their conscience, they brush it off. They can think about it for a little bit, but it's fleeting, and it's the state their mind is in. John says, "So true, Judy." And you're right, no morals. Lily says, "Wasn't controlling either." That's good. That makes it worse when they're controlling. Though sometimes they'll let you hang yourself, if you want to put it that way, where they are waiting for you to trip up so they can bitch about it. And animals they are, says John. Covert narcs. Yeah, covert, think of covered, like they're covered and hiding, so you don't always know. Overt, over the top is what I think for grandiose. So the covert ones are quite sneaky. You just don't see it. You don't know. Um, and that's how we get fooled. Debbie says, Judy, you are right. It's hard to wrap your brain around it. Somebody that, uh, you trusted. And this is a thing, like humans make mistakes, but usually they apologize, they're heartfelt on things. They don't want to hurt somebody. They recognize that they've hurt somebody, but the narcissist, gets angrier at you or takes revenge on you or shuts down and doesn't talk through things, gives you the silent treatment. John says the woman downstairs is sneaky Bigfoot. Sucks. Well, be nice. Women have big feet sometimes. So, yeah, that can, when the covert. Lily says, just bizarre how many marriages end because the man had anger issues. And this is a thing where, you know, you got your testosterone and things like that. Just like for you women, if you've had, your periods, things like that, your hormones can change you. You can kind of see the changes, but with the testosterone, anything like that. But there's a lot of pressures on men too that I need to do this. I keep forgetting to do it. That one lady who dressed as a man for, I think, 2 years, she ended up committing suicide because how badly men were treated uh, by women. And, you know, uh, there's a lot of pressure on men. As they're boys, they're not allowed to show their emotions. It's seen as weak. They're not allowed to express their feelings. They're not taught how to communicate. And, in a sense, testosterone and then an inability to communicate. And if they're heterosexual, they're communicating with somebody on the opposite end. Maybe if they're homosexual, that they might have the same way of communicating, but anger issues, yeah, frustrations, and then the chemicals in the brain not acting the right way, the brain fog, the lack of remembering things, the lying, and yeah, causes a lot of anger. And it's so sad. Like sometimes you're like, just this is how we can work through it. And yeah. And it's like a one-way street with empathy. You don't always get the empathy when you need it, but you're giving it to them. But there's certain things that, there are ways to handle anger, you know. John says, because it is okay to feel anger. There's times we get angry, but we're not, punching holes in the wall and calling somebody, an asshole. We're, trying to work through it. John says, Miri Hamster thanks you for watching her video. She's so cute. She was all bebopping all around. And Lily says, most of my girlfriends are divorced because of that. Just met a new coworker and she said she's separated. And I said, oh, let me guess, anger. And she said, oh my God, yes. And elaborated. Oh, yeah. How long? I don't know. Trying to study the futures of marriages. Now a lot more people are cohabitating, all those kind of things. The research is going to change with, the uh, gender fluid, pansexual, all these kind of things are going to change the divorce statistics. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, perfectly said, Lily. Anger and narc tendencies. Exactly. Yep. Um, perfectly said. Debbie says, I wonder how many women he sleeps with in a week. And we're never going to know, so we don't need to think about it. Easier said than done. Um, yeah. So I know that our minds start doing that sometimes, but if we can just let it go and realize it doesn't matter, doesn't matter. They're not with us. But I get where you're coming from. But if we can try to change those thoughts to, we don't need to know. That's fine. Do what you want to do. And we should be concerned with how many we are. You know, are we being true to ourselves and whatever is acceptable for us? So John says some narc copied me today. He got the same sunglasses I have. I actually approached him and said, "That's cool." That's when I saw he was a narc. Mm, I'm not sure. Sometimes people do see something that people like and they do copy it. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a narcissist. Depends on his attitude. Was he being a dick to you about it? You know, maybe it's just unkind, but you need a lot more information to know. He acted strange after that. He probably felt uncomfortable because I think you felt uncomfortable. He probably fed off of you. That's just my guess. Lily says, Debbie, I'm sure zero. Things aren't always what they appear to be. That's what I was kind of thinking. Like the objects in the mirror are bigger than they appear. LOL. Not a good You read my mind. John's like, it was a good analogy. That's funny because all our minds are it's Saturday night party people. John says he acted strange after that. That was funny though, Lily. Uh, so yeah, we don't know. We don't know. And it's gonna fluctuate anyways. Maybe this week some, maybe next week none. It's just is he in love? Is he lucky? Does he have somebody supporting him? No. So that's and Lily says John and Cleaver seems like same building of narcs. Yeah, I know it does. Um, all the way across the country. Not funny though. You're right. They have some issues. Debbie says it doesn't bother me. I'm not jealous. I'm glad it's not me. So that's good. I know you're just like I wonder, and that's okay. That's normal human reactions to stuff. John says I saw a beautiful sunset today coming home from my walk. That's beautiful. I love sunsets. No more cold weather. I think we're good. I think we're good. We're gonna have a couple chilly days, but I think we're good. I think so. Um, as far as Judy, should you do it? I think that that's going to be something that you have to weigh the consequences on, and what the purpose is. It out of revenge? Is it out of anger or spitefulness? And how's that going to affect you? That's going to cost $2,000 a month to you. How's that going to affect the kids? And I know sometimes things don't seem fair, but to make them fair, you're going to lose out on $2,000. Is that fair? You're double punishing yourself if you think about it. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Are you going to double punish yourself for it to be fair because there's a double whammy in it for you? So I think we're good on the no more cold weather. And anybody gardening? Is anybody going to start gardening? The weather is starting to break. So I am going to be visiting with my mom. So I'm going to be getting some sleep in just a few minutes. If anybody had anything that they would like to talk about before I sign off, please let me know now. But always stay true to yourself, and remember that you're worth it. And after we've heard so many things from our narcissist or such a cold discard or just wanting to connect with somebody that, is just so either cold or dismissive to us, can be extremely painful. But don't lose sight of the fact that that's just a reflection of them. And you're going to get through this. So I will, John, say hello to my mom. I will do that for you. Debbie says, I told the narc that I deserve better and he's not it. I bet that made him mad. Yep, it did. So when we say things like that, we have to be sure that that's what we want. We want them mad because a lot of times that pushes people away. So, um, you know, uh, I get it. Yeah, there's times where like this isn't working for us. Kalibi said, "Have a fun time with your mom, Cynthia. I do miss my mom a lot, as well as my dad. Happy Mother's Day to you guys too." And John says, "Mia, I'll be up tonight if you feel." like texting me, feel free. So yeah, John's been posting some videos if you want to check out John Moran. He's got some videos. He does a nice little tribute for soul survivors, and that's definitely appreciated. So lots of love to you guys. Keep in touch. Let me know how your week's going. If there's anything I can help you through, and I'll see you soon. Have a good night, guys.